Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria's financial sector is now operating in a new era of cyber risk, an era where attacks are no longer based on stolen passwords, but on unknown vulnerabilities, and increasingly, AI-generated malware that rewrites itself in real time. These are called zero-day attacks, and today, I will show you why they represent one of the most serious financial risks to Nigerian banks right now. A zero-day vulnerability is a flaw in software that is exploited before the developer even knows it exists. There is no patch, no signature, no warning. Traditional security tools, firewalls, antivirus, EDR, are effectively blind. By the time the vulnerability is discovered and fixed, the damage has already been done. This creates what we call a window of total exposure. Let's consider a real-world case. A leading major bank in Lagos, we'll call it Bank X, was compromised using a zero-day exploit known as React to Shell. Here's how it happened. Attackers sent a single malicious request to the bank's web server. No login required. That request exploited a flaw in the React framework and triggered remote code execution inside the bank's system. From there, credentials were extracted from environment files, cloud access tokens were obtained, and AI-driven scripts quietly executed thousands of transactions. The result? Over 1.2 billion naira lost. And critically, this was done without triggering traditional fraud systems. Now here is what most post-incident reports don't emphasize. Even after the breach is fixed, the risk often remains. Why? Because these attacks frequently deploy secondary payloads, hidden web shells, rogue cloud identities, and dormant AI-driven backdoors. These can remain inactive for months and reactivate later, often during system upgrades or new vulnerabilities. In fact, analysis shows there is up to a 70% probability that compromised institutions still contain dormant access points. This is what we call the ghost in the machine. The 1.2 billion naira loss is only the beginning. The real cost includes infrastructure rebuilds, over 250 million naira, forensic investigations, over 120 million naira, regulatory exposure under NDPA, up to 2% of turnover, customer trust recovery campaigns, total estimated remediation cost, over 1.13 billion naira, excluding stolen funds. This means a single zero-day incident can cost a bank multiple billions of naira. The fundamental issue is this. Traditional security is reactive. EDR looks for known patterns. Antivirus looks for signatures. SOC teams respond after alerts. But zero-day attacks and AI polymorphic malware have no known patterns. They evolve faster than detection systems can learn. So the question becomes, what happens when detection is no longer enough? This is where Abatis introduces a fundamentally different model. Abatis does not try to detect threats. It assumes the breach will happen, and instead focuses on one critical point: payload delivery. Because every attack, regardless of how it starts, must eventually deliver a payload to achieve its objective. Abatis makes that step impossible. No malicious binaries can be written to disk. No persistence can be established. No attack can complete its kill chain. This is called deterministic security. From a board perspective, the decision is clear. The cost of Abatis is comparable to traditional EDR solutions, but the outcome is fundamentally different. EDR reduces risk, while Abatis eliminates execution risk. When compared to 1 billion naira plus in losses, regulatory penalties, and reputational damage, the return on investment is immediate. The question is no longer, will your bank be breached? Because it will. The real question is, when it happens, will it matter? With Abatis technology, the breach becomes irrelevant. Thank you for watching. Secure your future with Abatis.